This is a Realtus News Brief. President of Nareb, Julius L. Cartwright, flew into Washington, D.C. today to sign an important MOU agreement with Assistant Secretary of HUD, John D. Trevinas.
It is my pleasure to introduce the Assistant Secretary, John Trevinas.
Thank you, Pam, and welcome everyone, particularly Julius here. This is critically important to our work at HUD, and I want this to be a very valuable and lively partnership. Julius and I have been able to speak, and it's taken time to get this done right. This is a partnership. If it's a true partnership, and you have a commitment there will be, it's that both add value and are separate, and our common interests are served. But more than that, it's not just a matter of a law or a statute or the regulations that we enforce. It is meaningfully making a difference for not only looking back over the 43 years of progress we've made, but every decision we make today must be made at HUD and by this government with an eye toward what the nation's going to look like 43 years from now. And that means fair housing in every neighborhood and every community across the country. It means self-sufficiency. It means what the President is proposed now in the American Jobs Act of immediate relief for people who are in need, and long-term relief for the entire nation in terms of getting our economy straight and getting our investments in place. As members of minority communities, not only every time you do your work, you are making a difference to your client, African American or non-African American, and making a statement of our ability as people to be decision makers. And I think in your work as well, as a trusted organization and institution, you make the difference, and you and your members across the country make the difference. Sometimes you're the one leading the way into a neighborhood. And by the same token, as community leaders, not just looking at the bottom line, but looking at the whole value and advantage to members of our communities, that your role is critically important. So yes, we turn to Nareb to help us get the word out, to educate and inform, not just individual housing providers and consumers, but also cities and towns across the country. We will never end discrimination in this nation if it's just one by one, waiting for a case to come up and then resolving. So we make a point of getting out of our offices, whether it's in Washington, D.C. or some of the regional offices and local offices, of being out in the community. How we resolve and how we improve and advance the nation comes through partnerships like this, comes through focusing on systemic discrimination, disparate impact. Julius and I were just talking about a couple of situations are going on in Ohio, but there are others as well. And you are our partners in making sure that your clients are protected, and even if in some instances we have represented individual real estate agents, because one of the victims of discrimination is the loss of a housing opportunity, but also the loss of a commission. So I think that's something of note to your members as well, that we can more fully serve in that capacity. So I am looking forward to this partnership of coming out to perhaps some of the state or local chapters, some of the state conventions or local chapters, and our counterparts, whether in the regional field offices, being of service to you and you of service to us. We have a long way to go. We have made a lot of progress. So I thank you, Julius, for the hard work that we're going to be asking of you, and you're going to be asking of us in the months and years ahead on this partnership, and all of the chapter leaders and board members, your chairman here, to be able to really accomplish a lot for our communities. Thank you, and I would like now to turn the podium over to Julius Cartwright. In this room, you need no introduction. We've been talking over things about Ohio. And I'm very, very pleased to have you here, and to really and you and your leaders here as well. So I turn the podium over to you, and then we'll get into the signing ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say thank you to Pamela Walsh and Victor Lambert for their due diligence in working through the logistics of getting this MOU completed in a timely manner to make sure that we were able to stay on target for this signing today. I'm extremely proud of that fact. And again, I echo your remarks in terms of our organization being the cornerstone of democracy in housing and fair housing opportunity for more than 64 years. We were founded and grounded on the basis of that as a trade association, and many of our members have been impacted and have been affected over the years by some various cases of some form of discrimination. And we make up a broad discipline as it relates to property managers who interact with rentals, as well as sales practitioners and loan officers who are all involved in this process. So we're very ecstatic about this opportunity. We're glad that we're reconnecting the relationship, and we're looking forward to doing great things with you guys. Now I want to kind of transition a little bit and just talk about some of the participation that we have here today, which I'm extremely proud of. We have a lot of involvement from across the country. We have two of our past presidents here, Mr. H. Bernie Jackson from Baltimore, Maryland, and a second female president, Maria Kong from Fort Lauderdale. And of course, we have our chairman of the board, Lawrence Batiste, our vice chair, Cooksey, Andrew Cooksey. We have various board members from across the country, including from our Realtors NAPAC, who's here, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, and particularly a lot of local support from DC and Baltimore and PG. So we're extremely proud of them too. So let's give them a round of applause. Last but certainly not least, we have the new president of the Women's Council, all the way from Los Angeles, California. She's here too. I just want to acknowledge her. So we are, on behalf of the chairman of the board and our board of directors and our chapters who diligently work hard every day in the area of real estate, I want to say thank you, and we look forward to utilizing this footprint throughout the nation and fighting to eliminate discrimination. Once again, thank you.